Hi everyone, welcome back. So this is sensory, restorative, adaptive, seated, gentle practice for the wonderful community of MBS. I'm Audrey, my pronouns are she, her. And today we are going to do a practice that will focus on finding quiet or silence and stillness. So we're really going for the low sensory here today. You can join seated or lying down. You can wheel around, walk around. It's really up to you how you spend our time together. So we're actually going to start with a little bit of movement because, if you are seated especially, sometimes it's quite nice. And all we're going to do is just sway from side to side. And you may already close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. Simply reconnecting with our body. And you may rock back to front as well, if that feels good. Just really slow, gentle movement. If you're lying down, you could simply move your head from side to side, if that feels good. Or you could be still already. But we are going to explore stillness. So for the first part of the practice, we are going to introduce a little bit of movement so that then may feel somewhat easier to find stillness afterwards. So stay swaying, or you may start to slow down and find your center in a shape position that might be more still. You're going to do a short centering. Again, your eyes might be closed or finding a soft gaze away from the screen. I'm starting to arrive here and now. So here in your space, here in your body mind, and now in this present moment. As it is now, there's nothing to change, nothing to do, no more effort. You are simply listening to me or doing your own practice or something in between. And as I said, we're exploring stillness and quiet today. So there are going to be moments when I am not speaking. And the inspiration for this practice is from the Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the foundational texts of yoga. And the Gita is a conversation between Arjuna, who's a warrior, and Krishna, who's one of the supreme gods. And Krishna basically shares all the wisdom that he has. And in the shlok 264 to 264 to 2.66, he talks about freedom and joy. So I read from the Gita. The soul that moves in the world of the senses and yet keeps the senses in harmony, free from attraction and aversion, finds rest in quietness. In this quietness falls down the burden of all your sorrows. For when the heart has found quietness, wisdom has also found peace. There is no wisdom without harmony, and without harmony, there is no contemplation. Without contemplation, there cannot be peace, and without peace, can there be joy. So there's a lot here that Krishna is telling Arjuna and us about how we can find peace and joy. And one word that you may have noticed come back quite a lot is quiet. So it doesn't necessarily mean quiet externally, like there might be sound around you, there might be a lot happening, but it is an internal quiet, which I know is really hard. Our mind is constantly thinking and trying to be in action mode, and all these things that we're trying to be and to do. So that's why practicing meditation, pranayama, restorative, asana, all of the yoga practices is moving us towards harmony with our senses, and that finding rest in that quietness. So that's what we're going to try today. So hopefully now your body is starting to let go a little bit. You are connecting a little bit more with the support of your seat, the bed, the floor, wherever you are. Maybe you're noticing your breath is deeper, calmer, more quiet. Maybe it's already quite a struggle because your mind is bored and there's a lot going on in your body that is taking your attention. That's okay, I'm here with you too. I may invite you to focus on your breath, the movement it creates in your body, the ins and outs. Maybe your breath is creating more space in your body. As you inhale, notice the belly expand. Anything you may notice around your breath that maybe your mind can be a little more quiet. And if it's the silence, the quiet also that is, feeling, raising some feeling of anxiousness, that's fine. I'm there with you too. Then maybe noticing the sounds around you. Or noticing the sound of your breath. Or any other sounds that you may notice. So that you're finding a kind of anchor to keep on practicing that inner stillness and quiet. Or as usual, please feel free to interact with my words as you see fit, so you can completely ignore me and do your own practice, or nap, or do whatever you want. This is also a time of community, so maybe that's enough for today, just to be here. You may also add some movements, any slow, conscious movements that may help you to find that stillness. That may be moving the palms from up and down, following your breath. It could be rubbing your thumb and one of your finger together, noticing the texture of the fingertips. Moving your head from side to side. Or any other kind of movement that would help you right now. Coming back to your inner stillness and quiet. There's nothing, you can't do anything wrong here. It's really your own practice, so explore what would work for you right now. And when you're ready, we're going to take 3 unifying breaths. Let's take a big inhale together. And exhale, you may exhale through the mouth or the nose. Next inhale, you may want to bring the shoulders up to your ears. And exhale again through the mouth or the nose. And then next breath, next inhale, again, you may bring the shoulders up to your ears. And for the exhale, feel free to add any sound if that helps you release anything, any further tension. And stay here in stillness. So we're gonna do a bit more movement. So this is your moment. You do any kind of movement that will bring some comfort, goodness, and care to your body. So for myself, I've got my hands on my knees and I'm just circling my hips. You may do some side bends, rolling the neck and the head. If you're lying down, you could bring your knees to your upper body and just sway side to side. Or circling the arms above your head as high as you want. If you're on the floor, then you could just follow the floor. That could be one arm at a time or no arms at all, just adding some spaciousness in the heart center, in the chest. Do a round of cat and cow. I'm just giving loads of options. So you do your own practice right now for a few minutes. Just whatever your body is calling for, that is like, oh, you know, like just maybe just a big stretch would be nice. Rolling the shoulders a few more times, maybe just one shoulder at a time. I found sometimes that just doing one shoulder at a time actually helps me do more, give more amplitude to the movement, but maybe that's not for you. So again, feel free to discard what I'm saying. Please do, especially right now. Just listening to your body, following your breath. You could always watch what Angie is doing because she's always doing some great stuff. So enjoy. Got maybe one more minute. Could do some twists as well, which is what I'm doing right now. I haven't really done any asana yet today, so that feels good. Really glad to be sharing this moment with you all. I'm gonna do one forward fold, just to give my head a little bit of a break. And coming back slowly. And then starting to slow down. Or you may continue to move if that feels like you need to do more. But otherwise, if you're ready, then come back to center. Come back to stillness and find your first restorative shape. Anything you want. Again, Shavasana on your back, on the side, any side, on the belly. Whether you are lying down or seated, please bring as many props as you need. It might be a cushion underneath your knees, cushion for your head and your neck. If you are doing Shavasana on the side, then bringing that cushion in between your knees is really good. And on the belly, I would also really recommend you have one underneath your chest and maybe one underneath your forehead. And yes, if you are seated, then please My favorite is bringing that cushion and just holding it. Or you can just have it on your lap. But it really helps with releasing tension in the shoulders. You may also bring a blanket if you tend to run a bit cold or if you like the sensation of having something on top of you. Also, something to cover your eyes might be good, a light scarf or eye mask. Invite all your pets, bringing in extra support and comfort. You could also be in Balasana, child's pose, in Baddha butterfly pose. So butterfly is when your legs are, what's it called again? The sole of your feet are meeting and forming a sort of diamond shape with your legs. If you are seated, you could also do this, but if that's not accessible to you, then do this with your hands, like so you're joining all the fingers and placing on your lap. Any pose, it doesn't have to be an official restorative yoga pose, but please find somewhere, a shape where you can find some rest, some comfort, some care for yourself for a few minutes. And we are going to explore again quiet and stillness and silence, knowing that at any point you can move. You can change that shape. You can start to do more asana. You can roll around. You can walk around. You can go and start cooking your tea. All of this is fine. But please take your time. You're not taking too much time. This doesn't exist in restorative yoga. And once you're there, start to connect with, again, with the space around you, noticing the temperature, any sounds, any smells. And with a sense of curiosity and non-judgment. So not labeling this experience, is noticing as anything, whether that's positive or negative, but simply noticing. And then maybe noticing any parts of the body against the body, or the parts of the body against your blanket or your seat, the cushions, noticing the texture, the feel of this material. And noticing the support that the seat, the bed, the floor is giving you. And starting to surrender to that support completely, giving yourself permission to rest, to be still, to be quiet, to not be in the doing. And then let's start to go inward. Noticing your body sensations. Anything happening in your body at its present moment. And I fully acknowledge that some of these sensations might not be quite positive. There might be pain, discomfort, tension. And so maybe if that's okay with you today, try not to add any stories or narrative to these sensations. Trying to let them be for what they are right now. Maybe there are sensations of warmth, of nice tingling, of energy buzzing. Maybe you even sensing your prana flowing throughout. Prana being your life force, the energy within you. Maybe not noticing anything, and that's okay too. And then let's start focusing on our breaths, the ins and outs. Again, with that movement that it creates in your body as it nourishes you, nourishes your inner light. And in a few moments, I'm going to create a space for silence. So you may find an anchor again. So it might be your breath. It might be a sound. It could be movement. It could be body sensations. So that your mind can have a little bit of a rest as well and be quiet. But if thoughts happen, that's perfectly normal. That's what mind does. They think. So find your anchor, knowing that you can move from one anchor to the next. And we're gonna create a little bit of space for silence for a few minutes. Hear the wise words of Krishna again. The soul that moves in the world of the senses and yet keeps the senses in harmony, free from attraction and aversion, finds rest in quietness. In this quietness falls down the burden of all your sorrows, for when the heart has found quietness, wisdom has also found peace. There is no wisdom without harmony, and without harmony there is no contemplation. Without contemplation there cannot be peace, and without peace can there be joy. So continue to focus on your breath, your sensations, your movement, your sounds, your anchor for a couple more minutes, knowing that you can come out at any time if you feel the need to. Starting to come back gently, you may bring your attention to your heart center. Your hands can be put on top of it or in Anjali Mudra. Palms together, thumbs against the heart as a gesture of gratitude. And first of all, huge gratitude to you for following me with this practice, and I acknowledge your effort and showing up. Gratitude for these sacred practices of yoga indigenous to South Asia, and our teachers, teachers, and all practitioners before us who have kept these practices protected and alive so that we can still benefit from them today. Gratitude for the earth, our home, for keeping on nurturing us and holding us, and all the indigenous stewards of this land, especially all those who are fighting for access to their sovereign lands. Gratitude for this beautiful community, the wisdom, the support, the laughter. Gratitude for our body minds. Even when there's things we'd rather do without, we can still show up. We can still find peace, find joy as best as we can. You may wish to dedicate the merit of this practice to a being, someone that you love that could do with some extra support, or a group of beings, cause, a land. And to serve this intention, I will offer a blessing of metta, loving kindness, which you may join or listen. And you may also add any other line that you wish for. I will leave some space for that at the end. May all beings everywhere and with no limits, including ourselves, be happy, be well, and be at ease. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be safe and free from harm and suffering. May all beings be free and liberated. May it be so. Stay here if you have the time and the space to do so, or if you're ready to come out of the practice, then let's invite some gentle movement back into the body. Maybe use big stretch or gentle sway from side to side again. You may blink the eyes open, welcoming back the light. Gently coming back into your space. Coming back to one another. And thank you so much for being here and practicing with me, and prioritizing your own self-being and of the collective. Thank you so much.